What about the markets here?
Oh, the market hasn't passed away yet, but look, the situation, the global situation, the way I see it is this. Economic regions like Japan, Europe, and to some extent the US are in a high-income trap. Countries like China, Malaysia are in the middle-income trap. And what the developed economies of Japan and Europe are trying to get out of this trap is by using helicopters. You know, you can't keep on throwing cash from helicopters and then think that you can get out of this high-income trap. It doesn't work that way. And in the case of US, it is, well, the Federal Reserve has rightfully being concerned with very low productivity in US. And you're getting to a stage where the labor market, it's by most standards, not all, pretty normal. So with productivity that poor, then if you look ahead, what's going to happen to wages and what's going to happen to inflation? I think that's worrying, especially when you take into account that the Fed funds target rate is still 0 to 25 basis points.
Teng Boo, just, you know, you're not just seeing around the US, you're also looking in Japan here, and I've got you quoted here with Abe fooling the nation.
Yes. Oh, and I love the description that he used there.
Yep, go on go on then.
Megalomania? Was that the word? I had to look it up.
Yeah. Look, he's very cleverly plucked the low-hanging fruits. Do QE, push the yen down, and so on. But take a look at the facts. Japanese exports in US dollar terms have shrank. They have not gone up.
And of course they have, because it's in US dollar terms, that's why.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Now, for your economy to recover, you cannot
But then you have to then say that by using that, then you'd say when the yen was at 79, it was the fastest growing economy in the world at that stage, in dollar terms.
Yep. So that's why Shinzo Abe is fooling the country by giving this kind of quick fix to have the feel-good kind of atmosphere. It's not going to last.
Is Kuroda also fooling the country? Because again today he reiterated that 2% price goal is attainable, but now we're hearing the main inflation gauge might fall into negative again. What's going on there?
Good question. You might want to interview him. But look,
I already did.
The whole thing is a charade, in the sense that they are, meaning the Japanese politicians are not able to undertake any kind of reform. Is always painful, right? If they're not able to undertake those type of painful reforms, then you have to be able to give something to your voters. And the easiest is, look, Euro did it, US did it, Japan has done it before, except now it's on a massive scale. I do QE, I get quick fix.
No, but I guess the bigger question now is they have to look inward. Is it right that they're pursuing to again become an export powerhouse? Is that the future that Japan should be looking at?
Exports don't really account for much of the economy anymore, do
right,
they?
but I mean, with them trying to drive the yen back low, and again, as you mentioned, that's the easiest thing to do by just printing money.
Yeah. Well, there are two objectives. It's also to boost exports in yen terms, and also to possibly engineer a catalyst for inflation. But that's not working because the so-called economic recovery is not translating into wage growth in Japan. So you have a situation where Japanese households are facing rising cost of living, but wages are not rising. So is it a surprise that Japanese consumer spending is not going up?
Okay, but Kuroda came to the defense of China today and said to New Yorkers and Americans, calm down about your fears about China, because actually they are still on track for 67% growth. Do you agree with that?
Compared to them.
I agree in the sense that China's real economy is doing fine, but I don't agree with the statement that he came to the defense of China. That's probably the last thing that he'll ever do. Well, he made that statement because, look, if the biggest contributor to world growth for a long time has been Chinese GDP.
Yeah.
So if that's going to go bust, not only will China be affected, the rest of the world is going to be affected. So that's why I see Chapter 2 of the financial crisis, where Chapter 1 affected Europe, Japan, and to a large extent US, but that US has recovered somewhat. chapter 2 is going to be where the rest of the emerging economies, particularly the large ones, China, India, and so on, China has slowed down. That slowdown, unfortunately, has meant that a lot of emerging economies are going to be emerged and submerged. Sorry.
Submerged.
So global demand, already insufficient, is going to get even weaker. So global demand, if you look at export prices coming out from China, if you look at export prices coming out from US, non-agricultural products, they're all falling, they're all deflationary.